All right, guys, welcome to another edition of So You Want to Be an Entrepreneur, where we're interviewing real business owners about the ups and downs of being a business owner. On today's episode, we're going to hear from the owner of a trendy vintage shop.
Hi, my name is Chris Giacco. I am the owner of In Retrospect, and we just passed our 5-year anniversary of owning the store in October of 2016. I guess I came out of a retail background would be the broadest category, the most general. So I worked for Borders Books and Music for almost 10 years. My other big interest was art, and I ended up at the Long Beach Museum of Art, which is a small museum here in Long Beach, and I managed and bought for their gift shop. And that indirectly through a friend of a friend led to me getting a spot in this store to sell books primarily. It was like you rent spots in this store. So I started out as just a dealer in this store. When I got a spot, and it just started, it was an 8x8 space that I was renting here for books. And that kind of exposed me to the rest of this vintage or retro thing, because this store carries a lot more than just books. So it's, furniture, artwork, jewelry, ceramics. It's actually a good blend of everything that I've had exposure to. And the more I got to know and appreciate the kind of stuff that this store sold on this particular street, that made me interested in pursuing it further. My brother and I used to have garage sales, empty out our toy box and sell garage sales. My brother and I got this idea to start buying, we would go visit them, buy boxes of candy wholesale, and then go into school and sell it piece by piece. During college we were, mowing lawns and landscaping and shoveling snow. I was a paper boy as soon as I was old enough to get a job. So yeah, I guess I never thought about, I didn't grow up fantasizing about being, owner of this empire, but I always had a strong independent streak for sure. A lot of the paperwork and stuff we do, it's not able to be easily computerized because like I said, we rent space, so we have basically 15 different individual dealers. So the first part of the day is really just paperwork issues, and then it's kind of divided up by running the store, being in the store, and again, we're a big store physically, and that it's 4,000 square feet, but it's not a big store enough that I can't be here. It is sort of my own business, so I'm either here 6 or 7 days a week, from opening till closing a lot of the time. After the in the store part comes a whole nother part of keeping track of ordering supplies, silly stuff, going to the bank for change, making bank deposits, making sure the bills are paid. So it's kind of like you're like a one-man show that does a little bit of everything. When I very first got the store, it was my girlfriend and I, and the friend who had brought me over here, he and his partner. So on paper there were 4 of us, but we knew each of my partner Dave and our respective partners, boyfriends and girlfriends, each had a quote-unquote real job in the corporate world where they weren't gonna be in the store. So it was the 2 of us that ran the store, and our partners by and large were financial partners, silent investor types really. Yeah, again, I don't want to get too specific about income, but it's not, we're not losing money, but I'm not exactly going to get to retire at age 55 and jet off to the Caribbean. Nobody on the street, we're all small business owners. I don't think anybody, it's fair to say, is in this for the big fat paycheck, because I don't think there is anything given the nature of the business. Put it this way, it's never equaled or come close to what I made as working in the corporate world at Borders or even at the museum store. It's I live pretty simply, so it's okay. It's not, I wouldn't even honestly say it's financially or exactly lucrative right now, but it's a passion, and you have your independence, which I think I value a lot. So I'm like, and I think if you interviewed anybody on this particular street, that would be the common theme. Like, nobody does it to get rich. It can range. Like, sometimes sometimes it can be very, like, you don't know. A small business, I think you're at the mercy of 1 or 2 bad months away sometimes. So it can get pretty dicey come the end of the month when your rent check is due and we have to pay out all our, dealers and vendors. So it can be nerve-wracking sometimes, and I guess I'm the type, and probably anybody in this position has to have a little bit of that makes you hustle all the harder when like you're always on edge. And if you want to pay, aside from the store rent, if you want to pay your own home rent, like, you better like figure something out. From being in a more corporate environment to being on your own is that you don't have a safety net at all. Like, there's nobody, in the corporate world, you have, all these departments, human resources and inventory, and you can always pick up the phone and call somebody. And of course, you're not personally responsible for paying the lease on a store. And here, there's really nobody's gonna help you, Doing what you love or what you're happy with, and finding some form of contentment. And then I think happiness is almost like not a real word anymore, because it's so broad, and like everybody has a different meaning. But I think content, if you're happy, and that's something that nobody else can measure.
Wow, good episode. So, what did we learn today? 1, entrepreneurs should have an understanding of everything in their business. If not, surround yourself with someone that is strong in the areas you're not. 2, this is a big key. Entrepreneurship is about valuing freedom and time over money. Those are the things that every entrepreneur really wants. And last, entrepreneurs learn to work the best when their back is against the wall, because it's all about your hustle. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, like it, share it with a friend that wants to be an entrepreneur, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, we have to get you from employee mindset to entrepreneur mindset. I'm Chris Muzan. I'll see you guys next week.